Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back for those of you who are returning to my channel and who've been patiently waiting. Thank you so much for still being here, and just still waiting for the video. So I haven't done a pick a card in a while, and I decided that a career reading is something I haven't specifically focused on in my most recent previous pick a cards. So we're going to do a career reading. This is timeless. I am doing this in March 2023, and if you're watching this right now, yeah, it may resonate a bit more, but it's really just a timeless pick a card, so whenever you're watching. I've been getting actually a lot of comments from new subscribers and some old subscribers on much older videos of mine, and much older pick a cards, and I've been getting a lot of comments how people now resonate with messages from different piles, from readings I did in the past. So I'm just really grateful that the body of work I have at this point can support you even when I'm presently gone. So okay, we do have 3 piles. I have my oracle decks on the side. I have my tarot decks that I'll be using for each pile right in front of me. So pile number 1, you guys, are the Tarot of Marseille. This is my first baby. I love it. Then pile 2, you guys will be using, I'll be using for you actually, the Golden Universal Tarot. And for pile 3, I'll be using the Muse Tarot. I haven't worked with this one in a long time and it just called out to me. So let's see what messages it brings. Take your time, pause the video if you need to meditate on the decks or the timestamps, and you will find the timestamps in the description box as well as the comment section in a pinned comment of mine. So I'll see you there. No editing of this video. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. So let's see what messages you guys have. In terms of your career, what is going on? I'm tempted to begin with the tarot deck and then bring in some oracle cards. Usually I do it the other way around, but yeah, I just like to switch things up. And I would also like to channel a little bit for you before we get into the cards. Career for pile 1. Career for pile 1. I see a lot of flowers and plants and just green, the green stables of the plants. Yeah, a lot of leaves and just nature, but mostly flowers. And in particular, I'm seeing a white lily. You're coming to peace with something. You're coming to terms with something peacefully this time. This is something that had conflict around it. This is a situation that usually frustrates you, but this time you're like, okay, universe, I surrendered. So yeah, it's been difficult to surrender about something connected to your career. I'm getting a lot of music as well. Some of you might be closing some of your more artistic pursuits and you're looking for something more stable, or even if it's not stable, it's just different, it's not art. You may feel like you're failing, or you may feel like you're giving up on your true dream, but at the same time you do have something else emerging within, and you're like, am I taking the easier route and giving up on the more difficult but actually more authentic dream, or am I just having a new dream? What is going on? So this is why there is this white lily symbolism here, this departure happening. Your dream, your artistic dreams are departing, and you're just reorienting yourself. Your career will not look how you expected it 1 year or 2 years ago. I do see that you've been working on something that you had expectations for, you saw the future of it, it made a lot of sense for things to develop in the way you imagined. It was just like logical. It was like the logical outcome to follow your actions. But now that these new dreams, or just one new dream, now that this dream is emerging, the outcome will not be the same, and it feels like a whole future you've built up in your head is collapsing just like that. So you're not just letting go of a job or a dream or whatever, or an artistic career, you're letting go of an entire future you visualized, and now you have to visualize something new. And you may not have that energy at this point, pile one, but that's okay. I do feel, once again, a lot of peace, and I think that the flowers are simply telling you that, you know, one flower, the lily, is telling you that yes, there is a letting go process, there is a departuring process happening, but the rest of the leaves and flowers and the greens and the colors are telling you that you're not left with nothing, you know, you're not left, you didn't waste your time, you're not left with nothing accomplished, you're not leaving the situation with empty hands. Ten of Swords reversed. Yes, you're still not allowing the full ending of this. You may try to incorporate these old visions of your future into your new dream. You may try to find a connection. You may be tempted to find a connection, because you may try to turn this into an opportunity of enhancing what you've already been building. But let's see if this is what you're supposed to do. Knight of Pentacles, take it slow. Take this ending process slowly. And you have the Eight of Wands. So this is unexpected ideas, rapid communication, while you're taking things slowly, while you're closing this chapter slowly and peacefully. You're not rushing to the next goal. The Eight of Wands, or Sagittarius, Mercury, this is astrological equal to the card, Mercury and Sagittarius. While you're slowly closing the chapter, a lot of divinely inspired ideas, communications, and visions are also coming through. So it's funny because in the process of giving something up, you're also collecting a lot of actually abundance, yes, in the form of ideas. And you may be tired of hearing this. You're going to be abundant with ideas, because ideas are, at the end of the day, just that. They must be materialized or externalized, manifested to become a fully anchored timeline, or something that you can actually hold on to, because ideas fleet, okay? And we can access them very easily, actually. There's an entire fourth dimension full of ideas, thoughts, and even artificial intelligence is speaking in there as well. So you have access to a lot of information if you're open mentally, if you meditate a little bit. It doesn't require that much work to have an idea. It requires a lot of work to execute it. So that's why I think you're actually taking it very slow, because you're a little bit in this position of wanting to move on to this new thing, but also wanting to have everything planned before you fully close the previous chapter. You don't want to have a period of having nothing to do. This is what I see you trying to avoid. And this is why you're prolonging the ending process, which I don't think is wrong, actually, to prolong the ending process. I think that you need to slow down this process of ending something or closing a chapter, because I think you've invested quite a lot in it, and I think it's been a precious, precious journey for you. But nevertheless, you are collecting a lot of data, ideas, putting things together, and just receiving a lot from your higher self. I think pile one, you guys are already inspired to get into this new journey. Oh, by the way, if you hear any weird noise, it's very, very windy outside. So yeah, just saying why that may be. So I do see you very ready to get onto this next journey. But the central energy is the Knight of Pentacles, so neither the ending of something or the beginning of something new will be quick and fast for you. Both processes I see to be slow. Eight of Cups. Oh, we actually have a card flipped. The Death card. Alright, you guys have the Death card reversed. You're really working with your Pluto transit into Aquarius, I guess, because you do have the Death card, you have this future past contrast, so, and you have the Strength. Okay. And yeah, I mean, the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo, so Spirit is saying that they're allowing you to take your time because they really want you to gather your strength and to, when the new beginning, when you already kind of settle into this new phase, this new beginning, because it's not gonna be all of a sudden just like that, you're going to settle into it slowly. This is like a major thing that's coming up. From the very beginning of the reading, slow ending and slow settling into a new beginning. But once you fully settle in, once that Knight of Pentacles feels comfortable, that Taurus energy, that second house, you feel stable, comfortable, you feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. You've gotten to know the terrain, that new area of life, of expertise, career-wise. You're going to go full force at it. Okay, so you might be settling slowly into a new country, kind of like, you know, you're gonna go work in a new country. Well, let me travel to this country for like, I don't know, a month and just get to know the place. I'm gonna go back home to my current work destination, workplace. I'm going to continue my old life for the next 4 months, and then I'm going to return to that new country I'm supposed to work in, and yeah, I will know the terrain, I will know the city, I will know where I can find a bakery shop or something like that. This is just an example of how Spirit is helping you navigate a change. It's slowly settling you in, making you feel comfortable, making you feel like you know where you're going and you know what you're doing, although you've never done it before, giving you enough of a taste of a new thing before you fully have to eat the new thing. It's a tasting period. Spirit, can you give me some details with the Oracle cards? Yes, the Oracle cards, which are supposed to be a bit more general than the Tarot cards. This is just how most Oracle decks are structured versus Tarot decks. But yeah, I will try to seek out details with the most general, with the more general structured deck. I don't know why I'm doing this in a reversed way than my usual way of reading, but we'll find out. Can you give me some details about pile one's career, please? The storm. When it rains, it pours. And the pilgrim. Okay. Yeah, with the storm, I said when it rains, it pours. That is funny because, once again, while things are ending, new things are beginning, and everything is happening at the same time, and you're like, what the hell? But I honestly feel like you guys needed a storm, you guys needed a shake-up. The pilgrim, you guys need to feel reconnected with a sense of a journey. It's almost like you've been doing something, and even when there were things to solve, challenges, getting out of the comfort zone, it wasn't enough for you because it didn't have such a deeply integrated purpose. I feel like why you have a new dream is because this new dream is supposed to reconnect you with a sense of, I have a purpose, I have a path to walk on, and it's important. A sense of importance of your life. This is where your career is going. And the storm is happening to kind of spike up your adrenaline a little bit, make you more excited, make you feel more alive. Get you out of an existential mindset, almost. I'm getting this energy of a storm is happening to ground you. A lot is happening at the same time to ground you. You have so many things to navigate, but you almost don't have time to think about philosophy, escapism, spirituality in a manner that detaches you from reality. Because you can think about spirituality in a manner that grounds you. And that is exactly the pilgrim or the pilgrimage, right? Having a path, having a journey, having a purpose, a destination, a goal. Your soul is not just like floating in space and throughout lifetimes, randomly incarnating and randomly following its preferences or whatever, or going through the wheel of karma. No, everything has a structure, a journey, a purpose, a reason why, a goal, and destination. Even if there is always a new beginning, there's always an end destination. And I think that you really have to grasp this mindset of step 1, 2, 3, closed chapter, step 1, 2, 3, closed chapter. Like, not this enormous, endless journey that you will forever be on. It's like to set some to create sections of your journey, and like the beginning of the section, the ending of the section, closed chapter. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. This is super important to establish right now. I feel like it's gonna be, I feel like you need a more systematic approach towards your dreams, or even towards your growth. You've been going with the flow enough, or even, I'm not seeing flow for pile one, you guys. I'm hearing floating. You're in one place, but you're kind of floating. There is a loose tie or a loose anchor to this one place. You're not really going much further than that space that you're in, but you're floating off the ground, and you feel like there are shifts, but they're a little bit illusionary. So pile one, you guys are moving on from this. You're actually getting on a journey that takes you somewhere else. You're actually getting on a journey that is faith-driven, purpose-driven, reason-driven, soul-driven, and that gives you meaning. This is how your career is changing. This is why your dreams are changing. Okay. I wanted just one card, but we do have two. The ocean and the prayer. The ocean to me has always been about the fear of the subconscious, diving into your subconscious, or pulling things out of the subconscious, like, you know, swimming back to the surface. If you've been at the bottom of the ocean exploring, you're going to swim back to the surface and see the light. Because at the bottom of the ocean it's pretty dark, isn't it? With the prayer and the ocean, I do feel like when it comes to your career, a lot of you rely on unseen support. A lot of you rely on the universe, on forces that you cannot see, you cannot touch, forces that you believe in, forces that you feel, forces that you sense. So you rely on a higher power, but the thing is, because you have the prayer, you do rely on a higher power. But the thing is, because you have the ocean, that higher power is actually within you, very deep within you. So it is an unseen force, but it's still within you. This higher power is actually you. So in a way, you may not realize how much you actually, when you pray, when you ask for help, you're asking your own instincts to be less destructive and more productive. You're asking a deeper aspect of you, unconscious, instinctual aspect of you, to actually help you out. So you're reaching your hand out to yourself, or you're asking yourself to be helpful. So how I would try to translate this in a more linear way, or a more cohesive way, is give yourself more credit for when things get better. And it's time to trust your instincts more, and it's time to trust your intuition more. And give yourself, your subconscious mind, the credit for manifestations, lucky synchronicities, opportunities, all of the above. Because it seems like you are the one listening to your prayers, hearing your prayers. So when you pray, maybe I'm going to take away the magic out of prayer a little bit, but if you really believe, that's not gonna really happen, whatever I say. But when you pray, it's really that deep trance, deep meditation state when you actually reprogram your subconscious mind. You just look at your subconscious as if it's a third person, an angel, the universe, whatever, a third party that comes to help you. But it's actually about reprogramming. So I do see that a lot of your new dreams, a lot of your career will be dictated by how you reprogram your subconscious mind in the next 3 to 4 months, is what I'm hearing. A lot of affirmations, a lot of scripting, writing, things like that will be important, and a lot of meditation that is actually verbal. So verbal meditation, you talk to yourself while you are in meditation, or you whisper. Whisper prayers, whisper wishes, ask for certain things. You don't have to, of course, direct these prayers to your subconscious mind consciously. You can still pray to wherever spirit guides you're working with, whatever higher powers you're working with, but you have to know that it is your subconscious mind listening and adjusting your matrix, your energy field, which is your matrix, to be able to receive and create and project into your 3D reality the things you put into this holographic matrix of yours, or this bioenergetic matrix of yours. And this is all happening through prayer. So all of the angels, the universe, the spirit guides, is essentially, they are within you, or they operate through you at the end of the day. Nothing that happens to you is not allowed by you on some level. It can be very deeply rooted, very unconscious, and we can feel like victims, but on some level. And that's sometimes difficult to talk about or to accept, or if you apply this mindset to unfortunate things in life, you may feel very shitty about yourself. So that's not a mindset you should necessarily 24/7 live by. But right now, we're talking career, we're talking dreams. This is what you have to do. That meaningful journey, your subconscious knows what it is. And your subconscious knows how to take you there. So just pray for the meaningful journey. Don't pray maybe for all the steps or how to get there. Pray for the end goal. The final steps I see will come to you as inspiration, and as you settle into this thing, you will have that system that I talked about. Step 1, 2, 3, finito. Step 1, 2, 3, finito. Okay? I wonder if I want to use this deck or this deck. Okay, let's work with... So this is the Angel Tarot. It's another tarot deck, but I like to use it as an oracle, actually. So let's see some more details around your career, external forces outside of you that you've allowed to work with you and help you shift and move your career. Or maybe stabilize it. Pahalia or... no, this is not F. Pahalia, I hope I'm saying this correct. This is the Queen of Cups. God the Redeemer. Redemption. Serves against enemies of religion. Governs chastity. It's interesting. The ocean is Neptune. Sacrifice. It is redemption. It is the archetype of Christ. And then you have prayer, which is once again a religiously oriented archetypal process, energy, process within the journey. And then you have the Queen of Cups, the Angel of Redemption. So perhaps this new dream that you have, or that you're currently developing, maybe it's not fully clear yet, perhaps you want it to be righteous, or maybe not righteous, more so virtuous, correct, in the right lane, to do the right thing, to be a good dream, to be a dream of light, a dream with not so much ego or little to no ego, to just be a positive, good dream that serves not just you. That is the Queen of Cups. It's about caring for others, being empathic. So this new journey that you're walking on, this new path, it may bring these themes of redemption. You may face older versions of yourself in new people that you meet with once you start to chasing this new dream of yours. And it's funny because you may teach these people from the point of view of the mistakes you made in the past, because you see these past stages of you within them. Now you can actually guide them. So I think your dream is not just about you. I think it's actually this new dream of yours, this new career of yours, is actually supposed to take you on a path where you get to help others in a very indirect, friendly way, actually. I don't see this to be necessarily a business, a collaboration. It's more so that your career takes you places, countries, cities, brings you into communities where you are actually equipped to teach people and in a way redeem yourself from the mistakes you've made by helping other people not make the same mistakes. Hey yo, or hiya yo. God, Master of the Universe, Ten of Cups. Divine Warrior confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. And we have the Lyra here. Oh, I love this. Confounds the wicked, and then you have redemption. I feel like a lot of you who felt as if your dreams were attacked, your career was attacked, evil-eyed, your journey was evil-eyed, people were jealous of you, things like this. I think a lot of these people are actually now at a stage where they are trying to redeem themselves, or they will pull themselves away from you, so you may feel people going distant or cold. It's because you're currently radiating energy that is very soft and healing for, I know this will sound a little funny or weird, but very healing energy that you're radiating towards energy vampires. So it's almost like when they suck energy out of you, whatever, in whichever way they do that, they kind of drink the remedy. They get the medicine in their system and they're like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that. On some deep subconscious level. So these people may suddenly start to pull away from you, either because they're not ready for the medicine and it, you know, the poison and the medicine are the same thing, just different quantities. So they may not be ready for that medicine of yours that's become so strong and they feel as if it's a poison. It's too much healing simultaneously. So they pull away, or they pull away because they are actually reflecting. So I do see some distance between you and people that you love, that may be a little unhealthy for you. And that distance growing is because they are healing from toxic tendencies. I'm getting that you may have a lot of people in your life that are not intentionally bad, negative, or toxic, or whatever, but they didn't know any better and they're actually pulling away from you. There is this distance that actually takes place very naturally. I don't think it's forced. I don't think you had to have a conversation about, I don't want to talk to you anymore, I'm focused on my dreams. No, these people actually give you space naturally because their spirit guides and your spirit guides are helping them heal so that they can be better friends in the future. So you do see that some friendships that may seem like they're ending or dying out now will actually return in a much healthier state in the future. But right now, you're really supposed to like meet new people and not have such deep connections to every person you meet. Your dreams and career are taking you places where you're just open and you're connecting with many people and you impact each other on a higher, much more telepathic level, I want to say, where you don't have to verbalize and validate the connection. So the connection on the surface may seem like an acquaintance, may seem a little bit more shallow, but at the same time you do feel the impact and you don't feel the attachment though. You're going to meet a lot of people who will impact you, but you won't attach yourself to them and they won't attach themselves to you. And this will be very refreshing because I think a lot of your relationships and kind of redeeming yourself in relationships, being a better person in relationships, took away so much of your resource of energy that was supposed to be directed into your dreams. So now your dreams are gonna be a priority and you're still gonna stay in connection to people. You're not gonna be isolated. I don't see this, but you're going to stay in connections that require less intentional active energy input. Okay. I'm trying to see if I get any details about your career, like very specific things. But currently, I am not. So bear with me, but I may end the reading here. And if by any chance I feel the calling or I have the energy to do it, I would do an extended where I try to focus on details like what exactly, specific things, events, people, names, numbers. You know the gist of details and what details mean. I'm going to try to focus on the details in your career because I fear this may be a little abstract or a bit more general. So I will do try to specify, get out some timelines going. So if there is a link towards an extended reading, then it means that I did that. And if not, it means that we're going to remain in the more general atmosphere, and I guess we're going to work with this. So yeah, I hope so far you guys resonate, and I hope so far the messages are useful to you. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because I know I'm not uploading a lot currently, but summer is approaching and I'm gonna have a lot of free time to actually work on the channel, work more with you guys, do the personal readings, and work more on my projects for the channel and for this community. So yeah, don't unsubscribe or just skip this video because a lot is coming up. So yeah, thank you once again, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hello pilots, if you guys chose the Golden Universal Tarot deck, welcome to your career reading. So let's see what changes, or maybe not changes, are ahead and what is going on with your career. So with you, I'm getting the Sun, a basic, simple message. Just the Sun, solar energy, high energy, positive energy, a lot of upliftment. Some of you really, really need more sunlight. It feels like some of you may... If you've been feeling a bit off, it's simply just go out and just bask in the sunlight. I'm getting this energy where you may feel like you have these big issues that you cannot resolve, but the solution is so simple. It's just that you overcomplicate it. You start digging into things that you're not supposed to dig into when it comes to how can you solve this issue that is completely unrelated to where you try to dig in. Okay, so try to find simple solutions from now on. Try to be more minimalistic and just go outside more. Rely on nature to heal you and to provide with all that you need. Don't procrastinate vacations in nature. Do not postpone vacations in nature. Go there. Do not postpone going to a warmer place, country, or just when it's warm outside, wherever you live. If that's a rarity for, depending on where you live, so this is going to be different for everybody, but when the weather is so nice outside, just go out. Don't skip it, don't miss it. I'm getting, because this is a career reading, I'm getting that you guys should prioritize actually enjoying life rather than your career right now, because I feel like your career is just, it's going, you know, it's flowing, it's moving, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and you're doing what you're supposed to do, but you have to be a bit more loose and just to enjoy life a bit more, find pleasures in life a bit more. Yep, the Four of Cups. You may be bored out of your mind doing all of the responsibilities, staying at home or staying in the office. If you can, if you have like a longer lunch break, take a walk. Even if it's not in a park or somewhere, just around the city. Try your best to be moving most of the time and to be outside most of the time. I'm getting that your body really needs fresh air, fresh water, sunlight. You're like this big plant that needs to be nurtured better. Any stalemate in your career is simply a reflection of how you feel physically, or how you take care of your physical health. The World card, the Magician, so renewal. Oh, this is interesting, the World card. I'm getting this big seminar or webinar or something, but I don't think it's a webinar because I feel like you're actually going physically to the place. I'm getting a huge renewal of your mindset, of your career mindset, of your routine and habits that concern your career. I'm getting you're making big bold steps that you didn't dare to make before. You're really getting into something more serious. It's almost like you're becoming more committed to your career. You know, I said you should not prioritize it that much where it destroys your health, but it's interesting, once you recharge, I feel like you're actually going to feel more capable, energetic, available, to take care of the big tasks or do the big projects. So especially if you are your own boss, if you're an entrepreneur, you have your own thing going on, you may have these big projects in your mind that require a lot of energy, resources, work, attention to detail, but you always postpone them, do the regular thing, do what's easy, what's comfortable, what you know, because you don't have energy for these big projects. And I feel like one of the reasons is because you've been focusing so much on the regular comfortable things and you weren't taking care of your physical health and body as much as you have to. You ended up not motivated, and not just not motivated, but simply the chemicals in your brain were telling you, no, I just want to relax, I want to chill, I've done what I had to do for the day. So these changes around your daily routine, it's funny because it's almost like when it comes to taking care of yourself, you do need a routine, you do need some rules, like getting outside every day, no matter what. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, depending on the weather, doesn't matter. You're gonna go outside just to see the sun, just to breathe in some fresh air. Rule number 1, for example. Rule number 2 could be drinking lots of water, stretching, yoga, whatever. But set these rules, do this routine every day. And when it comes to career, give yourself more flexibility. It's almost like you have to reverse. So if you've been stressing over career and responsibilities and deprioritizing yourself, not prioritizing yourself, you have to reverse it. You have to prioritize yourself, then you're going to have all the energy in the world to actually tackle the big projects, execute the big ideas that you have, and you won't procrastinate them as much. Four of Wands. You may be taking care of your home a lot as well, like cleaning, stress cleaning. I've noticed with myself, for example, now that I'm getting the Four of Wands, I just so I've noticed I do stress clean, and it really helps me. I love the process of organizing, cleaning things, but I also notice that sometimes it is a way to avoid the real things that I want to do. So I get myself busy, and I find excuses to be busy with certain things and not others. So I really feel like you guys are wasting your energy on the wrong things, the unnecessary things, or the huge mental change, the huge mindset change is occurring, because I think many of you will realize that these things that you've been busying yourself with so much are actually not that important. In fact, if you can help, if you can hire someone to help you with like the household, or I don't know, maybe taking care of your kids, or even taking care of your pet, I don't know, whatever it is that takes so much of your time daily, that is important, obviously, like having a clean, nice home, taking care of kids, pets, so on and so forth. But like things that you've been busying yourself with that maybe you could optimize, things that maybe can be done either by somebody else or in an automatic way. Like, once again, example, instead of cleaning with a vacuum the floors, maybe save up some money, buy a robot vacuum cleaner or something. Try to find ways in which you can optimize your cooking time, your cleaning time, really the sixth house stuff, the routines, the everyday things that you just have to take care of, otherwise you're just gonna end up in a pile of chaos, obviously. Optimize these things and try to save up time from these things, because I feel like because of these things you haven't been taking care of your health, and obviously the next priority would be your work, career, or vice versa, career first, then the sixth house stuff, the routine at the house, second priority, and you become last priority on your list. And this has been a huge, I feel like, blockage and the threshold that you need to cross over in order to see success in your career. Six of Swords. Moving on from something that gave you anxiety into more peace and calmness. Your career might be very much influenced by your anxiety, so it's really good if you can manage that. But I'm also getting what a funny mistake to make. I am getting I mean, who's not gaying in 21st century? Anyway, I am getting a lot of isolation as well. That is the byproduct of busying yourself with so many things that, I don't know, don't really imply any socializing. So cleaning your home is not a very social thing unless you do it with your partner, with your children, even, I don't know, like with a friend. Oh, that can be actually a cool thing to do. Go help your friend clean their house, and then they come and help you clean yours, like every Sunday or something, and you bond together, you talk, you listen to music, you dance, you vibe, while you are also productive together. So maybe doing the things you're supposed to do with somebody else that also has similar things to do, going grocery shopping with your friends, scheduling things like that, it may be really good for your time saving, because I feel like this is this has been a core issue, and maybe you're not even realizing it, and maybe you're looking for the issue somewhere else. The relationship is burned out, you're burned out, you want to move to a different country, you want to make more money, or you don't like your clothes or whatever. Like, you're looking for issues in other areas where I think that it's about time management, really. That is the biggest thing coming through, that's holding you back from the career achievements you want to see, the career accomplishments that you want to see. And this thing with automizing, is super, super important to launch somehow in your life. And you may also resort to well, no, I lost the message. It came and it went. It just went off in the distance of my mind. It couldn't catch on to it. Anyway, if it was important, I know I will remember it. I'm getting number 3 a lot, and 6. So 3 and 6. 3 gives me, I don't know why I see kids, like 3 kids or triplets, or a sister with siblings. I mean, she has kids, siblings, 2 children, and she comes over and there are 3 people over your home, something like that, something about 3 people busying you or coming over or distracting you a little bit, or asking for favors and never really ending up helping you to return the favor because you try to deal with everything on your own. Number 3, and it's connected to family, an amount of family members that you may wish to spend less time with. You have the Temperance, okay. So this can be Sagittarius. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So I'm seeing a road and a car, traveling somewhere. It's like there's a house in the middle of nowhere, a family house. It's almost like the legacy of the family, and there's something about your ancestors leaving books, diaries, or archives that connect to what they did for a living, for their career, and they want to inspire you to have an archive, start archiving information, knowledge, skills, abilities, or to start structuring data and knowledge together, because at some point you can write a book with this. And I'm getting this vintage Sagittarius historical vibes almost, that your ancestors are bringing you into, like they're trying to bring you into this atmosphere of doing things in the old school way, when it comes to career, or when it comes to specifically data collecting. They would love it if you had a diary or something. I don't know why this is important, but it is, for making the best out of your career. I know that's a common name, but I'm also getting the name Jenna. So I know it's a common name. And there might be a few people with that name watching this video, or maybe none of you. But I'm really getting this name, so is it possible that it's an ancestor talking to you? Because I'm getting like these diaries and books and just the old family house where I guess some family members still live there, but not many people visit as often, or you used to visit when you were a child and you no longer visit. And there are great books in that house that you can really benefit from and get inspiration for your career. Your ancestors would love to pass down their skills, but for some of you, this is interesting, they're saying that you're in a completely different field than them. And they would love to pass down skills onto you, but I feel like you still have, some of you, especially if you're younger, no age discrimination by the way, but still, especially if you're younger and you haven't decided yet what you want to do for a living, your ancestors see you leaning into a direction very different than what they did, and they have a hard time passing down skills or helping you. So some of the things that they did for a career might be like your natural talents or traits you develop in just the rest of the areas of your life. So for example, if they dealt with money, banking, stocks, things like that, property, you may be really good at this in your free time, or you may be just really good with budgeting, counting money or whatever, things like this, but it may not be your career path. So they're mentioning this type of difference between the generations, and they really wish that they could cross it. You have many ancestors that really wish that they could connect with you, but you're so different from your family. And I think that this is why it's almost like they invite you to visit that old family house. For those who resonate with this message, of course, they invite you to look through their pictures, look through their possessions, their stuff, their books especially. And if anyone you know from your family that kept a diary that has passed on, they invite you to read these things. They really invite you to submerge yourself in the atmosphere of your bloodline, because that's somehow gonna be a very rejuvenating experience, and it's going to impact your career. They wish you were more confident in yourself, because they're like, I feel like many ancestors here wanna emphasize their family name and be like, we are, you know, slash this family name, we are from this bloodline, we are this family. And how can you not believe in yourself when you come from our family? This is the type of energy they come forth with. And I'm definitely getting different ancestors here, meaning different people listening to this with their different bloodlines. Something about, I don't know if this is a cornfield, but there is a field around the house that I see. So they did also grow some of their food around that family house. And I'm also getting, don't sell the house. I kind of got into very specific things that may not resonate with everyone watching this, but it's just, it came through so strong. Don't sell the house. Career for the pile 2, please. Career, please. Some of you are building a family business, and it may be with your romantic partner, or it may be with family members, but I do see that in the future a family business will be very successful for you, but it won't be the only thing. I'm saying that many of you will do a couple of things. You're gonna have a side hustle and a family business, or a business where you are collaborating with somebody. I don't see you necessarily working in a corporation. I see you having your own firm, your own corporation, or whatever, your own business. Even if it's a family small business, it's still a business, but you also have a side hustle. You really wanna also establish that bridge between you and your ancestors where you can work together, but you still want to do your own thing. You want to be your own person. And that is probably because if you identify as one, I think many of us are, most of humanity is starseeds. As a starseed, you kind of come with this your own thing type of mentality, do your own thing, be your own person, and then boom, you are connected to an ancestral karma and bloodline and lessons and talents and gifts, all of the full package, the good and the bad, and you have to tackle this as well. And some people try to focus just on the ancestral thing. They completely merge with the bloodline they're incarnated in because they resonate with it as well. It's not because they totally forgot about their own thing, but you guys are people who incarnated in bloodlines that might be, you came into to give the bloodline a break, to give it the opportunity to take a break, take a rest, chill, relax, and kind of see new perspectives. So the ancestors are acknowledging that you are educating them as well. And that's why they will support you in your career endeavors, even if it's different from what your family, human family, did throughout many, many generations. Knight of Wands, they are firmly behind your back, closely and firmly behind your back. And the really cool thing that I see is you guys are the center of resolution and forgiveness and union between the ancestors from the father lineages and the mother lineages. So if there were any like clashes and contradiction and conflict between ancestors and bloodlines throughout the generations when people were coming together, you know, into these unions, you are making all of the spirits work together. So they're like, okay, we're going to collaborate for the sake of pile 2. So you're helping them work together, merge. And I think that many of you guys are like these all-encompassing personas. You have so many sides to you. You will never be confined in one career path. You should know that. I think even that side hustle, that family business or whatever, I'm saying whatever because family business, it can be, once again, with a friend, collaboration. It can be a collaboration with family member or collaboration with a partner. Doesn't matter. But that thingy, that business thing versus the hustle, both of these things will also change and evolve. You, wherever you go, you bring this energy of, oh no, let's change that. Oh no, let's make this versatile. Let's give it a lot of facets, a lot of sides, a lot of potential. Let's open many doors for this one idea. Let's make it capable to embark on many different journeys. So you do this with people, you do this with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, and I think perhaps you've incarnated into a lineage that may be very conservative or very straightforward, very set on the rules, you know, and you're bringing this very childlike, curious, Gemini, multifaceted energy, and you're making these people with super big egos work together on the other side and essentially transmute their own limitations. Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers. Okay. Definitely you're gonna be walking more journeys than just one, more paths than just one. I think that very soon you're going to see results, the fruit of your labor, very, very soon. Actually, when it comes to career. I just see more harmony taking place in your career area of life. More harmony and also more manifestation, more understanding from others. You may have to close certain contracts, to close the gaps between you and other people, to clear misunderstandings and conflicts with other people when it comes to your decisions. I also do see kind of, if you're currently working for somebody and you're not your own boss, I do see you parting ways with that group you're working with and being like, I'm so sorry, I loved to work with you, but I want to do my own thing. And yeah, I just see you walking towards the right direction. I hope this makes sense, but walking towards the right thing, you really are, and you're very, very supported. Because the Seven of Pentacles can be interpreted in two ways. One is you have to wait patiently for the fruits of your labor to come, for the results to come, but they're still not here. Or all of the work that you've done so far, you're pretty happy with it. It's not the full potential, the Seven of Pentacles, but you're pretty happy. You have this nice garden here. Now, it's not the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is like, okay, that's it, boom, you got the bag, this is like the highest pinnacle of your manifestation. Then the Ten of Pentacles is just many people coming together, solidification, finalization, so on and so forth, fortune, inheritance, and etc. The Nine of Pentacles is really the ultimate monetary, career-wise wish fulfillment. And now currently you're at the stage of the Seven of Pentacles, so you do have some more work to do. You have the Eight of Pentacles, but you already have enough resources, you have enough experience, expertise, confidence and reassurance and support to do what you actually want to do your own thing, continue in this right direction that you feel is right for you. Oh boy, and I told pile 1, but I have to tell you as well, it's super windy outside, like very, very windy, so if you hear noise, that is why. Just so you know, you don't wonder what the hell is going on behind the scenes. Okay. Oh, the venom. Alright. My cat is sitting next to me and he just spinned in a circle and just like made his bed and just snuggled. And it was so cute. I got a little distracted. Excuse me for that, but I have a cat and I cannot help it. Okay? So you guys have the venom and the healer. Okay. I hope I'm not wrong, because sometimes I forget if I spoke about something in pile 1 or pile 2, but I think it was you guys that I mentioned how no, it was pile 1, but this is interesting because I think within pile 1, people who are energy vampires basically will give them space because they start to exude the medicine, which is poisonous to the energetic vampires who don't want to heal, and it's gonna put at distance the energy vampires that want to heal, but when they suck out the energy, they will basically get in the medicine, okay, because the medicine isn't the energy of the person they're getting energy from. Anyway, so that was the dynamic for pile 1. Now I had to reverse the whole, the entire readings I did until I got to that point when I spoke about it. But you guys have the same dynamic going on. That's why I reacted this way. The Venom and the Healer, so the exact same thing. The medicine is in the poison, and too much medicine, too much healing can be poisonous. So too much of a good thing is never really a good thing, is it? But a little bit sometimes of a bad thing can be actually healing. It can actually motivate us, unlock characteristics of ourselves that we did not expect to possess. So I like that you guys have these cards, because I feel like you will surprise yourselves. You will surprise yourselves of how a little toxicity or being a little demanding, indulging a little bit in your ego, indulging a little bit in that sun pleasure thing, indulging a little bit in the things that you consider unhealthy might be very healing for you. And perhaps detaching from some of the things that you felt like you were supposed to do in order to be a good person, to be a good healer or whatever. Detaching yourself a little bit, taking a rest from these activities will actually once again be helpful and heal you. That infusion you guys have with the ancestors is just crazy. Oh my god. They're pouring so much energy into you because they see you pouring so much of yourself into your work. You guys are about to get working on a project where you're going to pour literally energy, so much of it, into that project. And it's almost like if you felt poisoned, hurt in some sort of way, it's almost like investing all of this energy into the project will turn the poison into a medicine. So kind of like when, I don't know, a person is depressed and they decide to start painting, and then suddenly they become the greatest painter ever. They poured all of their pain, all of that depression or low energy, that venom, and they poured it into something productive and healing, and they turned it into medicine for others. So you're working with your Chiron pile too. And you're working with the Chiron of your mother, of your father, of your ancestors. You are doing the great work. In esoterica, in hermetic law, in alchemy, the transformative processes when you reach, your highest potential, or you create gold, that journey is called the great work. And I do see you doing the great work, or at least you're headed towards doing that. You're headed towards the Ten of Pentacles. You don't have the Ten of Pentacles in the spread, but I see it. I almost see it like a little hologram just being here, still not materialized because you haven't materialized that potential, but you are about to. And the energy of the Ten of Pentacles is in the air. Inheritance, collaboration, family, stability, the great work done in the physical body, in the material body, in your physical incarnation, within your physical bloodline. All of this alchemy is taking place. And of course it's affecting your career. Because once again, as I said, you're heading towards this side hustle of yours, and you're quitting a job where you worked for somebody, or if you've been working for yourself, you're actually going to do what you want to do, not what people expect you to do, or what is the regular service or type of work you're used to. I don't see necessarily a change in what you want out of life. I more so see getting closer to what you want out of life and getting to a higher level with the things you want out of your life. Developing things in a bigger, more expanded way. The womb. So definitely most of the healing takes place within the mother lineages, the feminine lineages, so the grandparents and great-grandparents of your mom, her bloodline. There you're working a lot on that transmutation. I feel like on your father's end, weirdly enough, I'm saying weirdly enough because usually it's the opposite, but on your father's end the energy is a bit more stable and supportive. There's less conflict and you're working with these people a bit easier, but on your mother's end it takes a lot of alchemy, a lot of work, a lot of healing to unlock the gifts from these ancestors and to make them unite. But you will, and you are already doing it. The womb. You guys, this sounds weird, maybe, I don't know, but you are already pregnant with that great project. It's already something you've been having in your mind. It's not new. This is not new. This is something you've always wanted, you've always had in your mind. It's just that now you feel ready enough and confident enough to execute it, okay? So pile 2, I said this to pile 1, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do an extended reading because with pile 1, I felt like I couldn't get to details enough, and if I felt called to do it after I finish the piles, I'm going to do an extended reading for all piles. And because with you I feel like I got a lot of details, maybe there won't be an extension for pile 2, or we're going to dive into a different question related to career. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to write a little description if I do an extended readings, so when you open the reading you know what it talks about, kind of, so you know whether you feel like you need these questions answered. So yeah, it's a bit of an unknown territory, bear with me. I don't know how I will feel and will I have the energy and the calling to do it, but if I do, you will see the link to the extended reading below the timestamp for pile 2, okay? So thank you for watching. I really hope these messages were helpful. I hope they resonated. Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to reconnect with all of you because I haven't been present for a long time, and I really miss talking to you in the comments, reading your experiences with the pick card. And yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe to support my channel, and thank you once again for being here. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello pile 3 and welcome to your career reading. So let me just make sure quickly that we're filming. Okay, we are. Quick disclaimer before I get into your reading that it's very windy where I live, so there is a lot of noise outside, and I hope the mic is not picking it up, but if it is, excuse me, I hope it's not disturbing you while you're listening. So if you guys chose the Muse Tarot, let's see what is going on with your career. I do see a young boy. I don't know, I'm seeing a young guy here. I'm seeing somebody blonde. Someone blonde. I'm getting that Page of Cups energy. It's interesting. I'm asking about career, but even with the previous piles, a lot of other things were coming up as well. So I'll do my best to focus on career, channel everything about money and just business. But yeah, other messages are coming through too. So yeah, I see this blonde young guy. For some of it, this can be literally a child. For others, it's simply somebody very youthful, young. I don't think it's gonna be younger than you necessarily. It can be somebody your age. If you are yourself in your 20s or something like this, or even teen years. Let's see, who is this and how does it relate to your career? Some of you might be making decisions when it comes to your career based on love. So my partner will study there, I'm gonna study there. My partner wants to work there and I'm going with them. A big decision about your career may be influenced by your current relationship. So maybe necessarily that's not a bad thing, but yeah, it's gonna be different for everyone. So I really want to see what the cards have to say. Ace of Voices, or the Ace of Swords, the voice of truth, the voice of intuition, of instinct. And the Chariot. Oh my goodness. Yep, this is a decision about going somewhere and not going somewhere else. So it is a decision, a huge one, about your journey. And I think for many of you, this is actually about your studies, and that's why it's showing up in your career reading, because your studies will be definitely connected to your career. So yeah, it can be just a course that you want to do or take, or maybe you want to set up a business somewhere and your partner is affected by this and it's causing maybe not issues in the relationship, but decisions have to be made. So someone here needs to make a sacrifice one way or another. Someone needs to step back and basically follow their partner. Because you and them, oh my goodness, Two of Wands, you and them are going into two different directions in terms of your future, and one has to make sacrifices and adjust to the other if you want to stay together. That's a huge deal. I do see also a lot of you planning to travel, planning future outside of your known territory. A lot of you are going outside of the country or outside of your current state to study. Maybe you've been debating, even with yourself, whether this is the right thing to do, because it's like, are you being pretentious? Do you just want to like travel, or do you really want to go in a different city and study there, or a different country? Or is it just your desire for a short-term change? There is this questioning when it comes to your career, and once again, especially studies, whether the decisions you're making them because you really want this decision or this change for the long term and you want to live with the consequences of the change for the long term, or it's a short-term need that you think a long-term decision can satisfy. So, for example, you just want to travel, you want some diversity, but maybe you don't want to move completely to a whole different country for 2 years or more, or maybe a little bit less. Or vice versa. Perhaps you really want to move, you really want this big change, but you're like, I'm gonna travel around town a little, I'm gonna like visit this place and that city, and I'm gonna be fine, my thirst will be quenched. However, is it really going to be the case? You have to decide, pile 3. This is what I see ahead of you, and I think that for most of you, actually, travel, movement, complete change and commitment to something new is actually the right thing to do. I think for many of you, if that's what you want, then great, but I don't think that some of you realize that this is what you want. You may find it challenging, you may be afraid of it, but it's actually exactly what you need. So some of you are afraid of actually moving out and maybe moving somewhere else for a living and for studies and for career, but it's exactly what you need to do at this time. I'm getting a lot of phone calls from a different country, so you might be at a distance with your partner currently, and maybe you wanna adjust your career so that you can finally live together. This is the Knight of Inspiration or the Knight of Wands with Seven of Pentacles. I keep getting medical school, something about medicine, medical school, anatomy. Because I keep seeing books about anatomy and I'm really thinking medical school. You guys have the Nine of Wands reversed as well. Just like the Knight of Wands. The Nine and the Knight of Wands are both reversed. I'm going to look at them like this so I can see the pictures, but I'm gonna keep them a little bit on the side so I remember they were reversed cards. There isn't much partying and excitement currently in your life, and you're really focused on making the right decision. And many of you are putting all of your eggs in one basket. I just see this such a strong attachment slash connection. You tell me where you're leaning more, but I see attachment slash connection to this partner or this person, or maybe a group of people. Maybe your friends are going somewhere to study together and you want to be with them, even though it's not exactly where you want to be yourself. That's my cat. But yeah, you're putting all of your energy in one basket and you're so focused on making the decision. There is quite a lot of stress about making the right decision. And I think some of you guys are forgetting to listen to your passion, to your heart, to your desires. You've been having these dreams that, anyone has dreams, so what are yours? These passions, these visions that, do they look more likely to happen if you make the decision you're wondering about, if you say yes, or are they more likely to happen if you say no to something? That's a big question, because that's the way to figure out whether this is for you or not. I want to ask Spirit. I'm gonna use an oracle deck here. Actually, it's a tarot deck, but I use it as an oracle. It's the Angel Tarot with all the angels in existence, or the ones we know about. I want to ask if you are supposed to follow your heart and kind of make a decision that is not clear, meaning, should you follow your heart and just take a risk and maybe see, well, if I go with my partner, I don't know if my dreams will manifest the way I visualize them, but maybe I will end up having something even better than that. So should you go with this type of mindset, like taking a risk, even if you sacrifice something, and saying yes to something that may take away from your desires, personal desires, or should you stand up for your desires and go with your quote-unquote plan for the future? Immediately 2 cards. Immediately. The Magician, the generous god, spiritual wisdom and magic, helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. And then you have the Tower, Uriel, the fire of God, disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. The Magician is quite self-centered, I shall say. Uriel is the chief angel, guardian angel of Antares, the heart of the Scorpion. And Antares Scorpio is not very romantic, to be honest with you. And Antares is not a romantic star either. It's actually a warrior star. It's a strategic battle star. It's highly emotionally intellectual, to the point where it can lead itself to a victory out of war through emotional intelligence, not necessarily simply intellectual, logical intelligence. Hope this makes sense. So Uriel showing up along with the Tower means that you are going to shake the expectations of people when it comes to the decisions you're going to make about your career. People will not expect you to give them the answers you're going to give them. First and foremost. And second, I do think you guys at the end of the day will stand up for yourselves. I do think that at the end of the day you're actually going to chase your dreams. And if that puts you in a long distance relationship with your partner currently, or with friends, you're going to have to see how loyal they are, or if that relationship is strong enough to survive the long distance. Because I just see such a great opportunity that awaits you, and whether it's friends, whether it's a romantic partner, or maybe even family members you don't want to abandon, whoever this is, there is a person that has offered you a comfortability, comfort, just security, and just sweet love, and just safety. They've offered you this, and they've invited you to go with them on their journey. But I think that now you have this opportunity to actually follow your journey, do your thing that maybe many of you haven't gotten the chance to do before, to follow your journey. And now is the time to do it. So I do feel like many of you will actually stand your ground, even if that means disrupting somebody else's. You're gonna break hearts, pile 3, in order to chase your goals and dreams, which is pretty brave of you. So, pile 3, excuse me, I took a look around my room, and I saw this figurine of an elephant, and for some reason I don't know why I was reminded of India. So I do feel some of you might be actually planning around this opportunity to go to India. I'm getting an internship in India come together in one sentence in my head as a message. So you tell me how this resonates. And I was also getting twin flame. Twin flame. Some of you maybe met your twin while you were in a relationship, and your twin lives somewhere you've always wanted to visit or live or study. And I'm getting that if you want to follow the right path in your career, it will take breaking someone's heart. I don't know why, but this whole relationship thing came through from the very beginning, and it's sticking with every message that comes forth in this reading. Cosmic dream, galactic dream. Many of you want to connect this twin flame experience, your career/studies, to your starseed mission. Everything kind of comes into a union for you at this time. Convergence point. There's a convergence happening in your life. The eternal child. Well, okay. And the shadow. The eternal child and the shadow. So what this is telling me is that your career is challenging you to grow up, take responsibility, become an adult. And I don't care how old you are, we can always grow up a little bit more. We are always prone to be childish in certain areas of life. So maybe you're childish by hiding your true intentions for a relationship. Maybe you're childish by denying great opportunities for your future because you're in love and you want to have fun, but you're going to sacrifice a lot and it's not going to be worth it in the long term. Think about where the eternal child has a positive. It's not just about being childish, it's many other things, but I want you right now to think about where the shadow of the eternal child archetype shows up in your life. Where do you not want to become an adult and parent yourself? Where do you hope you will get parenting from the outside world? Where do you rely on an authority, an institution? Where in your life do you rely on a wiser person, someone who can fix up the mistakes you make, someone that you can turn to? Where do you rely on this structure? Because with the Tower moment, when I asked what is the right way to make this decision, honestly, it's to break away from these structures of safety and authorities and people like taking care of you. Perhaps like going somewhere that you don't speak the language, you don't know anybody, you don't know where the subway will take you. You don't know much about the place or the people there, and there isn't anyone to call for help, So a big decision like that, are you denying it because you don't feel ready? Because I do see that it's a shadow, that fear of the unknown is the shadow of the eternal child that doesn't want to grow up. It will prefer to have it easy and just have fun, live an easy life, but maybe easy will not get you where you want to be. So yeah. And the other message, which is interesting once again, as I saw that blonde boy, and I said for some of you the Page of Cups, it may relate to a child of yours or just a child, like literally a kid. Maybe some of you feel like having a kid right now will hold you back and you don't want to do it. Or maybe you don't want to grow up and that's why you don't want to have a kid, because having a kid means that now you're the parent. So some shadow work around children, how you view them, why. There isn't a right or a wrong answer. Liking children doesn't make you a more evolved, mature person. I know many immature people who have kids, they want kids, they love kids. That doesn't make them more mature or more capable of taking care of kids. So there isn't a right or a wrong answer, but I really think that you should ask yourself why you have the relationship towards children, the idea of children, or your kid if you have kids, why you have this relationship to that idea the way you do. The shadow of the eternal child, I mentioned also, perhaps you forgot how to have fun as well. So for some of you, that tower experience is letting go of the stability, the secure future plan, and just going off with your instinct, letting your child guide you into the right decision, into the right thing to do for yourself. And allowing the eternal child to actually express its positive traits, its positive characteristics within you. There is some spontaneity that if you don't return it willingly into your life, I think that a tower moment will happen regardless of that. which will actually force you to make spontaneous decisions, think on your feet, and so on and so forth. I see a mask. It almost looks theatrical. And I see you taking it off. Nine of Swords. Okay, Nine of Swords. Five of Cups. The Fool reversed. Oh, there are many cards here. Usually I wouldn't take them, but this time I will. By the way, I heard Where Do We Go When We Sleep? When I saw this card. I don't know what it means, but I feel like your dreams might be revealing more about what you actually want than your conscious mind. It's almost like you don't want to admit what you want in reality and why you want it. I don't know if you feel ashamed or guilty, or you feel like you're gonna be a bad person for wanting something that may hurt somebody. You know, like wanting your own thing and having to break up or break a friendship or something like this. This is an example of hurting somebody by doing what you want. So you have the Fool reversed, Queen of Cups reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. So intuition and logic and like taking a leap of faith. The Fool is that instinct inside of us. It's kind of like Mercury. It jumps from a place to another. It jumps from the conscious into the subconscious mind, from the logical into the dream realm. Both of these realms, the conscious mind, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups, the subconscious, both of them are closed. It seems that at this moment you can't really rely on your logic, neither your intuition, because even your intuition is intellectualized, is what I'm getting here. And you only can rely on your dreams. You have to completely shut off your brain, because your brain is talking and saying so many things and it's not giving you an answer at the end of the day. So try to record your dreams for the next month or two, if you have that much time before having to make this decision we are discussing right now for like the past, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. Because you seem so frozen. You seem frozen and like you kind of like it. You don't really want to move yet. If you complain about stagnancy in your career, think about whether or not that stagnancy is low-key doing you a favor, because you're not ready to make a decision, and the universe is actually giving you more time to think. Five of Cups. Once again, this is connected to your relationship. I swear to God. The stalemate, the stagnation is because a relationship is gonna be at the cost of this decision that you will make. I don't see it any other way. Oh gosh. Please don't ghost anybody. I feel like you may be tempted to just leave, disappear, or not discuss prior to leaving or making the decision. You may not want to discuss it with the people involved or concerned by your decision, and just suddenly you're gonna tell them when you've already decided, and they'll be like, but we've never talked about this. So once again, an example, they're like, so what do we do? Have you thought about it? And you will just tell this person, I know where I want to live. I'm gonna live there. I'm gonna study there. I have already made this decision. I'm not unsure. I know for sure. You may give a straight answer, a direct answer, without previously preparing the person, kind of prepping the soil to take the seed. And this person might be shocked. They may feel like you betrayed them or ghosted them or made a decision completely on your own without considering them one bit, when that really isn't the case. So even if you're tempted to just be a little selfish, do it in the nicest way possible, because I'm getting something around for such a long time trying to be a good person, considering everybody, and being sick of yourself that you take it out on others, being sick of you personally forcing yourself to be the best person ever and be the bigger person all the time, and at some point you take it out on people when they don't deserve it. They didn't make this decision for you. They weren't the one pressing you into being a good person, right? So be careful with being very black or white, quickly switching between, oh, I care about you so much, we're going to make this decision together, we're going to discuss, to suddenly being super selfish and like, I don't care, you do you, I do me, that's it. Just be careful between these contrasts, because I see them manifesting because you've been frozen and kind of stuck in between two options for such a long time that you're gonna get sick of it. So I really wish you do your best to have this transition slowly and talk to people. Be honest about your indecisiveness. Don't hide it. It's not a weakness. So for once I was getting the medical school, right? Then I was getting the Indian internship. And now the last message about potential journeys, paths that I see here is something more theatrical, connected to poetry. So it may be like playing, being an actor, acting out poems, things like that, or writing poetry yourself, and maybe you never put it out there because this poetry reveals your true feelings about somebody, whether they're good or bad, and you don't want to hurt the person or tell them the truth that you love them so much. So honesty is required for you to actually feel free to decide the thing you actually really want. I know that was a long, complicated sentences and a long reading where maybe I repeated myself a couple of times, but I just want to make sure the message is clear enough, and I don't want to leave you with question marks. I wish I can give you as many answers as possible. I cannot decide for you, Pile 3, obviously. No psychic can, really. We can give you potentials of these choices. But yeah, one thing for sure is that you have to be honest. This will stress you out the least. You will be at most peace, and at least concerned about what people thought, what people think, and you'll be emotionally mostly at peace if you are honest about it, being indecisive, about still wondering, if you're honest about your feelings. This will give you the liberation to actually speak your truth, because I feel like many of you have not been speaking your truth because you haven't opened up about these truths to people in your close circle, that if you take a leap of faith, speak your truth when it comes to your career, they will find out, and you wish they find out from you not from your social media or from your artwork or from your poetry. So relationships need to be organized, talked through and talked about before you move on with this new chapter. But I do see traveling, going to a new destination is the best thing that you can do for yourself, and you definitely have it in your future. Okay, definitely, definitely, definitely don't stay where you're at, please. That's a big one, that's a huge one, actually. Maybe just because somebody else stayed or decides to stay and you're like, oh, it's gonna be so comfortable if I also stay with them. No, you want to challenge yourself, Pile 3. Alright, so this is what I have, you guys. I hope this career reading resonated. I know we dived into other things as well, so that's kind of like a life update, but I hope this reading resonated. I hope it gave you the affirmation, validation, or answers you needed, or it makes you dig in the right direction. At least that I hope you got out of this reading. Let me know in the comment section below. I haven't been connecting with you for a long time, so I would love to hear from you. And yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as I warned pile 1 and 2, this may have or may not have an extended portion, so we'll see what I feel called to do in a few hours. I like to take a rest between piles and between readings, so I will rest and I'll see if I will do an extended reading. If I do, the extended readings will be linked below the timestamps for each pile, so you will know by now. But yeah, just saying that it's kind of like a unsure thing. Okay, so thank you once again for watching pile 3, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.